Welcome, everybody, to the next episode of Chiefs Focus First and 10. We're here with JP Caleb on a crazy ass Thursday. What's up, bro?
I'm doing good, man. How are you doing?
I'm good, man. Just kind of watching all the craziness the last couple of days. What do you think?
It was interesting. I'll tell you that's at least. And unfortunately, the Chiefs once again are at the short end of a stick.
Yeah. I guess you can. It's a gamble either way, but I don't know, man. I mean, again, it's one of those things that you just never know how somebody's going to work out or where they're going to go. I mean, he's a player that, like we had talked about prior, you never know what somebody like him is going to do. And yesterday, weirdly enough, I had gotten 4 or 5 calls. I text you 4 or 5 times. I said, well, it looks like he's a shoo-in. And then I get another call. Well, it looks like it's the Saints.
Well, you did tell me don't be surprised of another team, and that's kind of what's been the theme of this year. It's how we think we have someone. Oh, nope, they go to another team. It's kind of like, why? So
yeah. Well, weirdly enough, I got a call yesterday, and I told Harold from Fox 4. I thought I told you, but I know you were busy all day yesterday, and we didn't have a chance to talk a lot. But and I told a couple other people that a West Coast team was interested, and they were quiet about it. And I told Nick from Chiefs Insider, and I told actually PMAC, weirdly enough, Philip Magruder.
Yep.
And
like show a couple times.
Yeah. And sure as hell if they weren't the ones that dove on him. But I look at it like this. It makes me feel good in 2 ways. One, he wasn't chasing money.
Because that's fair.
Money. Okay, they don't have any money. They cleared a roster spot with Deshaun. Okay. And when I started thinking about it, they're similar in a lot of ways to the way Cleveland's scheme is. So he's gonna be able to adapt quicker. He's gonna get more routes, and he's got a shot at a Super Bowl. They're a damn good football team. I mean, they really are. No matter how you look at it, they're a good football team. And they're known to, they did it when they went to the Super Bowl last time. They spent every dollar they got. And if they don't make it this year, or if they lose, and if they get to the Super Bowl and they lose, then they're going to be broke. And the only good thing that's coming up is that the CBA money is really healthy this year. A lot more than what people assumed it was going to be. In fact, all the owners didn't assume it was going to be as high as it is. It's actually, I'll just put it this way, it's higher than what they assumed it was going to be.
Yeah.
So, which helps us going into next year. But, I don't know if again, it doesn't hurt me either direction, but if he would have been here, great. If he wasn't, great. I don't know that he would have been that big of an impact for us, just for the simple fact of this. For a 10-game rental, 7-game, 9-game, whatever you want to call it, depending on how far we get, in this scheme that he's not used to, he's not going to be the number 1, number 2 wide receiver, really, not this year. It's going to take him time to get adapted. Yeah, he can go out there and he can run, but so can Josh Gordon. Josh was in 51% of the snaps last week. Yeah, he only got
the ball though.
Well,
one
here's
time,
the thing,
I think.
Though. I think he got thrown to about 5 times.
Well, he didn't catch anything. He's only got 1 catch this whole year. He's been with the Chiefs. That's been about 5-6 games, I think.
Yeah, but
4 or 5 games.
I think it's 4 weeks now. But here's the thing. That's not on him, and it's really not on Andy. I'm not going to put it on either one of them. When Andy started making decisions, again, as we talked about in our last show, he got more playtime. Now, my thoughts and what I've heard is that they wanted him out there running routes and getting used to running routes again and getting more acclimated to the way we do things, because he hadn't been out there. I mean, he was there for almost, well, I guess that was his 5th week, because 4 weeks prior to that, he had gotten no playtime. And when I say no playtime, he wasn't even on the field. But
yeah, he got no barely. Series. He was out there barely. Yeah,
correct. And that wasn't on Andy, and that wasn't on anyone but one person. I'm just going to leave it at that. So he's an extremely intelligent football player.
Mm-hmm.
And I think he can make an impact. And now that he's gotten some play time, I think we're going to see him a lot more starting this weekend. I think he's going to be impactful. I think he's going to help us. We're starting to trend up, and our defense is looking great. A lot better over the last 3 weeks. Frank Clark's come into his own.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, the addition of Ingram was just phenomenal. I mean, that was great. You saw the impact he made
Mm-hmm.
in the first series. I mean, just treasure. So, and I think, you know, the two positives that came out of last week, no interceptions, no balls in the dirt, and Mahomes made some good, solid passes, especially towards the end of the game. Hey man, by the way, I don't know if anybody else noticed this, but I did. Andy Reid made mention in his presser, and I really like the way he said this. I don't know which reporter asked him the question, but it was a question about Mahomes throwing the deep pass and the couple of misses that he had on the deep pass. Andy said, when I'm calling the plays, and he really emphasized when I'm calling the plays, I don't mind that he throws the deep passes. I give him that freedom to do that and call the plays on the field. If he misses, he misses. If he doesn't, he doesn't. It doesn't affect me either way. I want him to make those choices. But he emphasized when I'm calling the plays, because he gives that. Well, number one, that's an indication of what was going on prior to the Giants game, what we indicated in our last podcast, and what we have to look for going forward. So, or what we look, you know, it's just an indication of what we get to look forward to. I think we're going to see an upswing in a lot of areas. The defense has stepped up tremendously. Look how great, and I don't know why I can never remember his name, that our corner, not Ward, but the one that stepped in for him when Ward was hurt. Why can't I think of his name?
Benton.
Look how great his numbers are, dude. He's been a standout corner all year. The only one that's struggling is Mike Hughes. When you really look at our corners on defense, he's the only one struggling.
He's the only one. He's the only guy who's been struggling. When you're
he really is.
Going back to that situation we were saying before, Melvin Ingram, I mean, that was a great move because adding him to the defensive line, we got to see in his first snap. He already got a pressure, was in the backfield, and almost basically caused Jordan Love to overthrow, which would have been an interception if Thornhill was moved up a little bit or if Snead was moved back some. But just having him out there was really, really helpful. And then Frank Clark came into his own. And like you said, man, yeah, Mike Hughes has been the weak link in this defense, and we've been saying it for the last 3 weeks. Now, people like to take our stuff and run with it, and we don't get no credit. But what we've been seeing for the most part is that he's brought in guys like Josh Jackson, which we know when he gets his chance in a week or two is going to be phenomenal for our defense, because that's another cornerback we can add. I have a feeling that Hughes, I mean, we only traded a 7th-round pick for him. He may be gone after this year, and they may pull Josh Jackson in this spot, or something's going to happen to that extent. I mean, the cornerback crew we have right now is phenomenal when you look at it. They're able to do so many different things, and is able to help this team become better at the end of the day. And just kind of looking at Frank Clark's coming this one, Chris Jones, the experiment is over. And you've been saying that for a long time. There's no reason for him to play on the outside when he should be playing in the middle. That's what he should be doing. My hope is, however, if we can keep Melvin Ingram next year, this will make our team a lot better moving forward on the defensive line, because we were getting pressure. That is something as a Chiefs fans we have not seen for the last year and a half. Yeah. And that's been concerning. We finally have it.
Yeah. And I think we are going to try, if Ingram if he continues to play like he is, or like he did in that first game, I don't see him going anywhere next year. Why would he? I mean, why would we give up somebody that's good? And, you know, I mean, he made everybody else better immediately. I mean, he opened up everybody else's play, and that's what you need. You know, that's what you have to have. And as we've talked about so many times on this show, that it seems like nobody else seems to get. I mean, everybody trashed our corners. Everybody trashed our DBs, safeties. it was one thing after another. After
Well,
another,
Snead's improved. He had that little bad start, but he was able to play really good, did great coverage on Devontae Adams and had a pick on him. Literally snatched the ball out of the guy's hands.
Yeah.
That's the
And that's
Snead we
Devontae
all
Adams,
know.
dude. That's
And
no joke of a guy.
like you said, that's Devontae Adams, one of the greatest wide receivers we've seen in this league to date.
Yeah.
When you're looking at this defense, did we struggle? Should they have not given that touchdown? I'm going to go through 100 different things, but one thing I would say this, I cannot get mad at Dirty Dan. I can only get mad at Spags because Dirty Dan is only being asked to play that position, and it's on Spags if Dirty Dan can't follow through.
Yeah.
I don't think he's obviously, he's not sabotaging, but he just is put in a position to where he is not able to succeed. And that's on Spags and not Dirty Dan. So for all the people who want to continue to go after Daniel Sorensen, who are irritated with his play, I understand you're frustrated. I'm frustrated too. But at the end of the day, you need to get mad at your defense coordinator, your defensive DB's coach, or anything like that, because those are the ones that are allowing for this to happen. I mean, Spags literally had him starting over Sorensen when we know for a fact that Thornhill is a better safety. Yes, Dirty Dan is good, but not in certain situations. He's good on those third down blitzes. When he had to go in coverage, it was evident again. We could have pitched a shutout. The defense did really, really well. And I honestly thought, like, they may come back and score 2 touchdowns in the fourth quarter and win it. Our defense held, our defense prevailed, and that's the important thing we have right now. Yeah. So the defense needs to keep going. Spags needs to figure out what he's going to do with Sorensen and Neiman, because those two, I do not know. He keeps putting him in positions. At this point, I really don't think Armani Watts or Darnell Daniels is going to see the field because Spags has not continued to do that. And the offense needs to figure it out, because I would have loved OBJ, but the issue is that I really don't think Hardman – Hardman and Robinson are the guys. I don't think they can get it done. I'm going to be honest with you. Hardman continually to drop balls. He's not practicing with Mahomes in the offseason. Robinson just wants to run backwards a bunch of times. He can be a great player, but they're trying to do stuff they're not good at, it seems like. And it's just frustrating because you would think we could get someone like OBJ just to have him would help us with the number 2 spot. He's not going to get the ball over in Los Angeles as much as he thinks he is. He would have got the ball probably more. JP, I'll be honest with you, man. I don't think so. I really don't. I think he's going to get certain. He's not going to get as much. Well, it's Kansas because they got Robert Woods, Cooper Kupp, and I can another guy who's really good. I forgot his name. There is no way I see that happening. But they were able to get him. It is what it is. I can't be mad. But Hardman and Hardman and Robinson need to step up. And if they don't, I don't know what's going to happen. But we need someone to help on the offensive group because they are struggling.
Well, and I think it's going to be a matter. I think it's going to be a matter with OBJ. I think, given the fact that offense is similar to the Browns, I think he's good.
But I thought he wanted to get target the ball, not to.
He does, and I think that's what he looked at as well.
But do you see how that makes no sense, though? You see how that makes no sense?
Well, look at it though. Okay, you got the Saints have no quarterback. Okay, yeah, he would have got targeted.
If they would have got Cam Newton, I guarantee you would have went there.
Okay, but they didn't. So
yeah, I know that's fair.
But this year alone, we're talking about this year right now, where he would have went to, or who was offering money, or offering a spot, I should say, which, to be honest with you, there was only a few teams that really offered anything for him. It wasn't like everybody was throwing huge money at him. He made a comment purposely to keep teams from claiming him off waivers.
Well, yeah, there's no way he's going to sign with the Dolphins. There's no way he's going to sign with the 49ers or the Lions. I mean, he wants to go somewhere to win.
Correct. Now,
and that's
think about it like this. You got the Saints, okay? The Saints have no quarterback. Now, that's out. Yeah, he would have been targeted, but he had no chance of winning. He would have never got a Super Bowl. He would have never got a ring. He would have never probably gotten the playoffs. Now, they're out of the question. They could have offered him $10 million a year, and he probably would have turned it down for the rest of the year because he's already getting a chunk of money from Cleveland. I think it's $4.25 million. So league minimum's fine.
And that's fine. That's what the Chiefs offered him. The money other teams. I'm just saying, bring him in our offense. I think, my opinion, he would have got the target a little bit more. That's just my opinion personally.
Yeah.
That I think he would have got more targets. Now, he won with the Rams. I mean, I applaud him. He followed through what he said. So many times we've seen guys say, "Oh, I want to win. And then they go to see a team like the Lions. They're like, I thought you wanted to win. Like Julio, he's looking good right now, but that team is kind of struggling.
Well, so, here's the thing, though. I don't think he would have got as many targets here as he would have got as he will in the Rams. And the reason
All
I
I'm
say
saying
that,
and I'm trying to get to is we need someone that's better than Robinson and Hardman at the end of the day.
I think we
Pringle's
have
kind
him.
of it, but we need someone who step up. And those guys have really their stock has dropped really bad this year.
Oh, it
They have
has.
not produced, especially
Pringle's
Robinson.
done a pretty decent job, and I
Well,
think
yeah,
we have
Pringle
him.
has done when he's out there, but the issue is